United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's the tassel, but it looks like a tie. Okay, roll call. Gary?
Here.
Dennis?
Here.
Gary?
Here.
Debbie? Here. Okay, visitors, public comment. Anybody want anything to say? Go ahead.
Just me again.
Uh-huh.
Harry Peterson on my rezone land. After the last planning and zoning meeting we had, it kind of sounded like they could change the comprehensive plan on just that parcel if you wanted to, not on the whole township.
I don't know how that'll work, but I know they have to change that section, okay, in order to bring it to the board, and then we can move from there for the resolution.
So
But
I
we
did
have to have that portion of it changed first. Am I right, Carla? Yes.
But you guys have to change it.
Well, the plan commission is gonna do it, and then they'll submit it to the board, and then we have to approve it.
So if I resubmit my rezone through, will you guys
I'm
change
not
that partial?
promising because I haven't seen the paperwork yet.
Okay, okay.
I mean, that hasn't been submitted to us yet, so I'm not gonna make a promise I can't keep. You
Okay.
know, we gotta see the wording on it and what they're gonna be changing it to, so, and what's gonna be beneficial to the town as a whole.
I did submit it, and Marathon County sent me a letter saying it still is in violation, it's not gonna pass unless the township does something.
Okay, then, my question is, even if the township does something, is the county gonna let you after that?
If you change your maps and the comp on that parcel, is what I got out of that last long planning and zoning meeting we had here.
Okay. Like I said, we haven't received anything yet as, at the board level, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, there's the two things that gotta be done, and I said to Dorothy, probably should have done it before they got out of that last meeting, so they'll have to wait to their meeting this month,
Okay.
and then make the recommendation to the board, so that we can put it on next month's agenda.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, approval of board minutes for February 10th. Okay, I'm saving paper again. Can I get a motion to approve?
Also move.
And a second?
I'll second
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
it.
All opposed? Motion carried. January 15th minutes.
Make the motion to approve those.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. February 19th minutes.
I move to approve those.
Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. February 20th meeting. Minutes. Need a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Reports, plan commission.
Yeah, I'm going to give that report for Dorothy.
Okay?
We approved the minutes of the December 23rd meeting. Comments from the audience included actually Mr. Peterson and exactly what we talked about. So, and the question I think is still up in the air as to, it's all about the change that's got to be made. And so I think my question would be, are we supposed to bring that question to you? We want to make this change, you will approve the change?
you need to make the change in the comprehensive plan.
Right, but
Okay,
but
and
that's
then bring
got
it to us for
to approve the change.
Right,
Okay, and then if you approve the change, and will that send that particular change then onto the county and
with the
then,
resolution. We'll have to do the resolution then too.
Right, there's two
Right.
parts.
Right,
right, okay, so
and then
we
we send that
we
to
will
the
see to it,
county.
that we'll see to it that we do our best to get that changed. That's not a problem. Following that, there was preliminary discussion on doing the comprehensive plan, and there was a vote taken that, that we enlist the use of Dennis Frank, Dennis Lawrence from the Northwest Regional Plan Commission. And this was voted on by all the members present. It was all voted aye, but I guess the question may still remain, do we really need to try to invest money, because this is gonna be a kind of a costly issue?
Mhm.
Or should we start to just change the parts of the plan that have changed, and then put that up as, for the hearings that have to be held, because there's a series of statutes that
Mhm.
suggest that. So that's unresolved at this point. We looked at the notice that you, I hope, put in the newsletter, and then
The notice
for this, about the comprehensive plan.
Carla
issues.
had submitted a letter,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we adjourned. That's it.
Any questions for Bruce? Fire Department, Mr. Bauer.
Since the last normal board meeting, we had one EMS call.
They're all normal.
Well, I guess I was looking at the, not the
How
normal
about
time.
regular?
Regular? Okay.
Yeah,
Normal,
yeah,
regular.
that might describe it better than normal.
We had one motor vehicle accident, one mutual aid call. At this time, we have no new hires or full membership. We do have one of those. Eric from up the road here was gotten on as a full member now. Moving into EMS classes, EMS refresher is almost finished. All the EMTs and EMRs on the department. This helps them stay in tune and up to date on their practices and their protocols. It's also a state requirement for them to keep their licenses. We sent 2 people to wildland firefighting class. That was held over in the Safer Fire Department, put on by the DNR. Also, other things happened. We did, during the Voters' Day, we did our chili feed. We'll also be holding the feeds. Some are brat fries because of the time of the year. That'll be April 7th, May 12th, and August 11th, and November 3rd. Those should all be voting days. Right, Patty?
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah.
And then we'll be working on finishing up the, DNR grant for 2019. We got some purchases and stuff to do, which purchase orders I think are all through already, or in the process of going through. Patty should have all of them now. Training this month will be a joint training with Stratford. We'll be doing it out here on the pond tomorrow night. It'll be our ice rescue training. And then also for EMS, we've purchased and received our new AEDs from the Fall Fest funds for 2019 that just came in today.
Okay.
The other thing that happened, and it happened since I had this completed, sitting in front of the chair over there, is our contract that we normally sign every year with the DNR. Basically what it says is that we're not going to charge them. We can charge them, but their rates are low. And if you take the payment, then usually you're put lower on the list for grants. And in the past, we've always passed up the payment in case there's a fire, like in the marsh or whatever, and we'd be called into there because that's their territory. So they would pay us for being there. The thing is what they try to do is they try to get you to pass it up, don't take payment for anything, and then every year they basically have their grants and you submit stuff so that you can get equipment to fight forest fires. And that's where the radios and the gear and stuff come from.
And that's been the practice.
That's been the past practice, and as far as as long as I've been on the department, that's the way we've done it. and we've always received more in grant money than we have put out for if we would have opted for payment. So it's a good deal for the
For the fire
fire
department
department, yes, and the township.
and the township, yeah.
Any questions on anything?
Gonna have ice.
For tomorrow yet?
The thing is even if it's down to 1 inch where we break through, I mean, normally we do it a little bit earlier in the year and the ice is thick. But this year, if we can break through and stuff, I mean, that's when you're gonna have people fall through the ice, is when it's thin. So if we have some trouble with people breaking through the ice in their suits, that's a good thing. So,
When are you gonna do that?
right out there in pond.
Over here?
Yeah.
Finance committee, Mr. John.
Finance Committee met on Monday, February 24th. The meeting was held with 3 out of 5 members present. We got through total of the employee handbook. We've gotten through chapter 3. At this meeting, we decided that the review and development of the employee handbook was not appropriate for our committee. We don't have the requisite expertise in that field, nor do we feel comfortable enough with the employment structure of the town. We are suggesting that the town board see if there's a template on the Wisconsin Town Association website, which might be better suited for the town. The document that was given to us was the City of Wausau's employee handbook, which obviously they have millions
They
of
have
times
more.
more employees than the 2 or 3 or 5 that the town has. The committee also expressed frustration with the non-movement of our committee's suggestions, especially the website suggestion. And the committee would like the town board to reevaluate their needs of the committee.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, library, Dennis.
Nothing to report.
Garbage and recycling, Mr. Meyer.
At the last regular meeting, we discussed the issue of people wanting more recycling and us trying to implement a plan to get a second bin for the people who wanted them. Under the current contract, everybody gets one recycling bin and one garbage bin, and as you all know, the garbage is picked up weekly and the recycling is picked up once a month. That works for about 90% of the people. There are people with more recycling needs who have requested, can we do something? Well, it won't work to have recycling, change the contract to have recycling picked up every week or every other week, when most people don't want that. The cost would be very high to the township. So, discussing with the recycling company, we're gonna start implementing a plan where if you want a second recycling bin, you just let us know. You can call me or you can call Patty when she's working, when she's got her in her office, or email her and say, I want another bin. And we will get with the recycling company and they will deliver you a bin, okay? Now, they will charge, after a lot of discussion about this, because we don't want to have this going on all year, one person here, one person there, because it could get a little unwieldy with the administration. Because what they want to do, it's $1.25 a month, if I remember right, $15 a year is what they're going to charge you for the bin. They're not going to charge you, they're going to charge us, because the contract is with us. And after some discussion, because there's going to be some administration involved in this, we're going to have to make some phone calls. They're going to bill us, and we're going to have to bill you. And if you don't pay us, then we're going to have to chase you and get your payment. So we decided that we're going to implement this once a year. You can request this once a year. It's in January. It's the same kind of way we do the dog tags. Okay, and if you get a bin, it's going to cost you $20. We're going to charge a $5 administrative fee. $15 they're going to charge us. We're charging $5. We have to pay them. And this may be rocky at first, like when you institute anything. Somebody may call, want the bin, we'll say, okay, we'll call, and the next week it's not there, you'll call us again, but we'll take care of getting it until we get this rolling. So we have something in place and working on it, okay, so that you can get a second bid. What we decided for the first year, this year, is that being January just passed us by, and we're gonna allow enrollment in June, all right? We'll do it in June, and then again in January, and then after that, it'll be every January. I don't know how many people will want this, I mean, there may be 10, there may be 100. It's one of those things where unless you do a real costly survey and start trying to get all kind of information, it's hard to know. I'm guessing it's gonna be a few, and that's what we're trying to do, help people who want the service. So, it was passed at the board, $20 a year. If you enroll in June, $10 for the first half year. Enroll in June, get it in July, right? Start, that's what we
Yeah,
said.
I think that's.
Enroll, try to call us in June so we can try to get you enrolled for July 1st, that would be 6 months.
Any questions? All right, Mr. Franz.
Well, we've had a little reprieve from the snow at least for a little while until tonight. So yeah, I guess we had a couple, I got a couple phone calls from culverts freezing, you know, to get them thawed out. Other than that, there really isn't much.
Are the roads posted?
I didn't ask him when I called him this morning, I
I
forgot
thought-
all about it.
I think the county posted theirs,
think theirs went up today.
okay, and I think ours are gonna be tomorrow. I think Pat, because I talked to Pat earlier today. I told him I want some flags or something on these dips that are in the roads. Because you can't see them when you're coming down the road. And then you hit them suckers.
Shouldn't be driving
The
so
culverts
fast.
you got the calls on.
What's that?
Shouldn't be driving so fast.
Well, even, I know over here there's one,
There's,
and then there's one on my road that you can't see it until you're just about on top of it. and
that's you.
Whatever.
The culverts you got calls on.
I have two of them on my road.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
told them, I said, well, you're gonna drive the roads once a week anyway. Take some flags along or something and get these marked so that people aren't wrecking their vehicles on these.
Were these driveway culverts or?
Yeah, driveway
Private?
And I called, the lady called yesterday, and I called Pat this morning, and evidently this one freezes every year, and I said, well, is there a problem? He said, well, yeah, the culvert's shot. And he's like, well, then we're gonna have them replace it.
Where's that at?
Over on Penny Lane.
It's a private culvert, though. It's
Yeah.
up to them to fit, it's not ours.
But- If we don't get it thawed out, then it's gonna take the driveway and maybe the road bed out. So, you know, we gotta get the water to
Is that Barb's place
flow
again?
through the,
On the corner?
no, that is open.
That one's
I drove
open?
over there and that's open.
Okay,
And I think the last few years, they always had to open that one up. Where you
We were
look-
over the other day, it's the one on Penny, not hers
Right,
on the corner.
it's down around the,
It's down around the corner.
it's on the next curve.
okay. So we got
Okay.
the water running, but now it's too far?
No, it's,
It's thought out for the year, I
Yeah.
think. We hopefully shouldn't have to go back again, it
Mhm.
cleaned up pretty good day. So, but he's got blacktop over top of the driveway and stuff. And from what Pat had told me today, he had told me that he had told the guy to replace the culvert before he put the blacktop on because it had
Mhm.
issues at that time. And I believe that was 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
So for us to do it now would be, I mean, you guys can do what you wanna do, but
well,
it's
It's
the
his
homeowner's.
driveway?
It's his driveway,
Right.
yeah. It's not a road culvert, it's
Okay.
his driveway. And I mean, yeah, we do go out and take care of people's private driveways that don't ask for it, so, I mean, don't ask for the issues, you know, plow snow in or something like that.
and there was still snow on each side of his culvert, but, you know, from.
But he didn't plow it in though, that was just like
Right.
it blew in through the year, it wasn't like he
I
actually.
sort of, you know, I got out of my vehicle and I looked and it's like, yeah, you probably could dig that up, and granted, he's got it blacktop, but, I mean, if you gotta dig it up with the culvert shot, replace it, maybe put a little bigger culvert in there, it appears, I mean, I think he's got that much cover over that culvert, that, you know, he maybe could put a bigger culvert in, and then, of course, you know, that's his expense, that's not ours.
To put the new culvert in, it is, but we'll go out and actually try to unblock it, is what you
Yeah,
said.
well, we had it for the new board members and stuff, but what ends up happening is if we have a frozen culvert, Pat gives one of the firefighters a call, I was available today, so he gave me a call, because I'm normally his right hand. So I usually grab the tanker and we go over there, he takes the little truck with the hose and the big, long pipe that we have. And then we take the pressurized warm water and try to push it through. And that's what we should do for people. I mean, that's,
Just kind of-
if we can dig down to it and get it in there, then that's what we take care of.
First thing I've learned today.
Well, you're on a roll then, aren't you?
Oh, really?
Anything else, Gary?
No.
Okay, buildings and grounds. We had somebody come out and trim our trees without any authorization. And we've got branches underneath those trees that need to be cleaned up now.
Okay, me.
And you probably did it.
Yeah.
And we'll be, let's see, what's next month? April? End of next month, we'll be getting that all cleaned up so we can get it opened up, because we have a rental the first weekend in May, so.
I saw it's still in storage. I have no idea who it is.
And the newsletter is just about ready to go out. I gotta change some fonts on the financial statement so that it fits in when we don't have that. So, under unfinished business, financial report.
That should be in your packet. Printed goofy again, I'm not quite sure why it looks this way, but apparently you're getting every month.
We got January's and February's on there.
Uh-huh.
Does anybody have any questions? Need a motion to approve financial report?
The motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Checks to approve.
Here's where everybody's gonna get really confused. The last page of the packet is the checks. The report is printed from the day after the last regular board meeting through today because of checks outside of meetings. So the total at the bottom is not what you're approving because you've already approved some of these. Before we get to the approval, there's one check that's not, the checks are not sequential on your report. There's one check that's held out for festival because for some reason what they're sending me in the statements and what I can get QuickBooks to say are two different things, so I need to pay that outside of the meeting. It should be about $55. Also, I had to avoid Mid-State Trucks check because QuickBooks for some reason could have been operator error, did not apply a credit. So the balance is actually $650, not the $700 that was originally in there. We also have received word back from the IRS that the fine, penalty and interest has been accrued on the error that was made with the letter that was sent last year in July. So that one is not on your list, it's $416.79.
They sent a letter that we're gonna have to pay that.
Yes, ma'am.
They denied the,
Yes, I got it today.
how much is that?
I'll read it to you as soon as I get done. It's $416.79. And then there's a correction that we need to make for a tax payment and a refund of overtax. So you are actually approving electronic fund transfers 2020-09 through 2020-18. Checks 16972 through 16982, 16984 through 17007. We are voiding check 16997 and 16943, and the total amount is $57,376.40. Clear as mud.
Yeah, yeah, I got it all.
You need a motion to approve?
I got a question on it.
Well,
Let's get into
let me-
the motion first.
Okay.
let me just read this to you. This came in the mail today, it's from the IRS. It's in response to the letter that the town submitted back in July. Thanks for the inquiry. Explain that the federal tax deposit was untimely because of computer failure. It says we cannot delegate the responsibility for depositing on time to someone else. The reasonable cause does not extend to the failure of someone else's computer. They appreciate the fact that errors were made but inadvertent and there was no willful intent. The penalty can be removed only because of timely deposit was prevented by something beyond control, so they are charging us. Which check.
That would have been for those first 3 months of last year that went in late, am
It
I
is,
correct?
it is first quarter, yes.
Farm weed truck, 16,991, was that the brakes?
Yep.
2482?
Yes, yes, that bill just came in today too. Do you want to see the bill?
No, I mean, they thought it was gonna be around 1,500, that's why. Or was there something else in addition to the brakes?
Computer read codes, computer hookup, vibrator fuse, axle brake shoes and drums. Piggyback broken, replace one complete chamber and one piggyback. Rear axle hub, oil contaminated. They remove the hub and outer wheel bearing, extract. Drive axle brake shoes, drive axle drums, steering axle brake shoes, offset spring. Complete brake chamber, piggyback, freight, wheel seal, hubcap, and oil.
Got all that?
And then,
You got the brake sticks.
yeah, well, something must have been leaking in there, probably contaminated, and,
Mhm.
let's see what goes on, get some more yucky, it didn't work too good. 16,999, Northway Communications, read them.
That is batteries for, pagers for firefighters. 2 Motorola Minitor 6 pagers.
With chargers.
And we do have a purchase order for that, was
Okay, I just, something I didn't recognize the name of.
there'll be another one next month, that you recognize. Oh, yeah, and there was an error on the dog settlement, so we need to also reissue or issue another check for $4.50 because apparently the software that we use for the dog tags is not the same as what the clerk's office says we get to retain at the town. So we owe $4.50.
So you need 3 checks, correct, besides what we have in front of us?
One to the clerk, one to the treasurer, one to the IRS, one to Midstate, and one to Festival. 5.
Okay, the clerk gets what?
Marathon County Clerk is $4.50.
Okay, and you said treasurer,
$42.54.
festival is around 55,
$54.73, as long as QuickBooks tells me the same number.
okay, midstate,
$650.71.
and then,
One of those is for the purchase order that's already been signed, and the other is for highway.
okay. And then, the good old IRS.
Which would be electronic
Right.
funds rather than a handwritten check.
Yeah, you should be able to go on the EFTPS and then pull up the letter. So we need a motion.
Also moved.
Second.
Any questions? Any more discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, town hall maintenance. I did get a price from, or Gary had gotten a price from, Hank Zimmerman for replacing these 3 windows. I've also, had Mitch over here, was it kind of Thursday? And he's gonna also get us a price. So, I mean, we don't have to put it up for bids or anything on that order, but I think we'll just hold off on anything or awarding anything until we get a few more numbers.
It's just 3 windows.
It's 3
Yeah.
windows, yeah.
I don't know how old they are, but they got glazing, supposed to be holding the glass, and there's less and less.
If you
They're
open up the
original.
window,
Huh?
Original to the structure.
Yeah, all I know is,
if you open that window and you push it on the outside, it's gonna fall out. That's
Well,
how
I'm not
bad they are.
questioning their
They're bad.
stability, I'm just,
So anyway, I'm
I
gonna
said,
take,
you know, when they use glazing yet, you know they're,
but I'm gonna put that one on hold until next month before we make a decision on that. Okay? Okay, Birch Tree Road, letter to the residents. Patty had found a letter that they used for, what was it, Cherry?
Cherry and birch.
Okay, for the other birch over there.
Which
Right.
one?
And
The
it
other
was-
side of birch.
Right, and it was to notify them of the ditching that was gonna be happening. So I think we'd like to take a look at that one and maybe use that for when we start ditching on birch. Is it birch or birch tree or?
Birch Tree
well,
Road.
it's Birch
Okay.
Tree, it's Birch Tree Road now.
Yeah. They used to be birch, let's put it that way.
It was Birch Street, now it's Birch Street, now it's a road.
One is, that part's, Birch Street on either side of 97, and now it's Roman Road on the east side.
Yeah,
of
on this side.
Birch Tree.
West side.
So is the letter going to just inform, we had some discussion a while back about a letter we had to ask every resident, every homeowner, whether they would be willing to give up a small piece of land or something for if we had to expand the width, is that correct?
That's what it was talked about, but I think what we decided after that was we'll just use our right of way and move on.
Yeah, we just
Just
wanna
ditch it out.
go from 33 feet from the center road on each side.
Okay.
Yep, and send them a letter though, a courtesy letter
All of-
stating that we're gonna be doing this,
That's fine.
so. You guys in favor of that one, or? We need a motion for that, Pat? No. Okay, appoint a representative from the fire department for insurance claims. After the last couple of claims that the fire department had, I talked to Ernie, and he said, he would be willing to do this, where when you guys have a claim, get a hold of him and he'll take care of all the, getting the numbers and everything into the clerk. So that we can.
that would be part of his job anyway, for these numbers.
But we've had just a mess with insurance claims, so I want one person that I can holler at. So,
Well, that would be me, but
no, I'm going over your head, I'm going to Ernie. But he said he would be willing to take care of it, because he does have more time than what you do to get these numbers and that type of thing, so I'd like a motion to appoint, Ernie Lurby as the representative for insurance claims for the fire department.
I'd just like to ask one question. You have any, just make sure, you have any issue with that? Is it-
Yes.
What is your issue with that?
my issue isn't that Ernie's doing it, but the bottom kind of line is I'm the head of the fire department.
Mm-hmm,
So then this is gonna be a side gesture around the chief,
mm-hmm.
and is this gonna continue in the future till basically I'm a figurehead signing my name? If anything goes wrong, it's my fault?
Well, I'll
Or
tell you
is
what,
it gonna
Rod,
be,
from our last insurance claim from September 7th, was 7th last year, where we're just getting this done now.
there's a whole lot of things that went in through, and that is the reason that Ernie was put in charge of it to get it done. Because I was having issues with getting some time. There was also stuff with the insurance company, because we had turned this stuff in. And when we turned it in, he says, well, I don't know if we need numbers, I don't know where you need numbers from yet, let me find out what we need to do. So then when we found out we need numbers and stuff like that, I was busy with other stuff for the fire department, so then it was turned over to Ernie.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it is a process of, I have no problem with Ernie doing it, It's just, I hope this doesn't become a roundabout to around the cheek.
Well,
And I was only found out about this tonight.
mhm.
So I guess, I mean, at least in the future, I would like to be brought up to speed beforehand if we're gonna be working with some of my people.
Mhm. I understand that, but like I said, we're just now getting this claim done. And to work on it this long and I mean, I about begged for you to get me those numbers.
Like I say, working with Ernie, I have no problem with Ernie doing it.
Okay,
It's just kind of the way that we're kind of going at this. I mean, that's the,
well, as long as you don't have any problem with Ernie doing it, I'd like to appoint him to be the representative for insurance claims.
we can do that.
Okay,
All right, that's already clear.
But that's the,
All right. Being that's the case, and you say you have no problem with him, I'll make the motion.
okay. Second,
I'll second that.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, recycling event announcements and volunteers. We need some volunteers.
Yeah, April 22nd is it the annual tire collection,
Mhm.
at Pancrat's Trucking, Highway 10, over close, it's right by, the dairy, Nasonville Dairy, Pancrat's Trucking. That's where the event's gonna take place.
Okay,
And, I think we need 2 volunteers from the township to be there, because we're kind of one of the townships hosting this, so to
Mhm.
speak.
you've done that before, haven't you?
Yes, I did. And the day I did it, it was as cold as and windy as could be.
So it's gonna be really nice this
The
year.
pain in the rear end, I guess, or you gotta be there.
Well, I can tell you right now that, you know, I mean, I more or less checked in vehicles. I mean, they had, people were just lined up, but, I mean, I can't go and help unload and throw tires like, you know, Kevin did. I can't do that. My back's been bothering me.
well, I believe each township comes up with 2 or 3 people that go and do this, so I mean, they pick the people that are the most, you know, I mean, if you got some younger blood, you throw the younger blood at pitching the tires off, and a lot of the people that bring the tires and pitch it too, so it's not, I mean, it's just that, like you say, you gotta have somebody to check the vehicles in, then you gotta have somebody down by the pile, make sure they throw them on the pile, right, so you don't end up all scattered over, I mean, that's basically what you're doing, it's,
Okay, well, I can certainly help check the vehicles in, I can't unload tractor tires. I just, my back and neck won't allow it, so.
I don't think we have anybody young enough in here. John?
Maybe, yeah, I'll have to check my schedule, but sure.
But anyway, we're looking for volunteers, so if anybody wants to throw their hat in the ring, you are more than welcome to.
And we'll put it in the newsletter, right?
It's, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they, you know, they come in, they don't have the pink card they're supposed to have.
Well, that's
You
the,
know, they just took, they had their driver's license and
that's the other thing, the little red cards that we have, they pretty much at the Northwest Recycling meeting said you had to have it.
mhm. I passed one out. I had a guy stop at the house
Yeah,
today, as a
so-
matter of fact.
They have them in the office, there's a little red card that says, yeah, you were live in the township and have the right to go and bring your tires for free. But you have to have it.
And if you wanna take your
Recycling.
recycling in, if you miss it or they got more.
Well, I think if you just going over there in town to bring an extra recycling, if you bring in your driver's license and show me the address that you live in the township, you're okay, but for the tires, you have to have the red, is what I asked.
Well, that's what they told us, but a lot of people didn't have it, so, you know, we looked at their license and make sure that
Yeah,
they were in the 6 townships,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
you know.
And as long as that
Not that
works.
they were coming in from the city, of course, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, when you see,
And
oh,
then
he
you're only
lives in
allowed-
the city.
You're only allowed so many tires, aren't you?
After that, you have to charge them, so you gotta count the,
Yeah, it's on that.
I think you have like eight
Yeah.
car tires you could bring per resident.
Mm-hmm.
And anything above and beyond that, they were charging, and I'm sure they raised rates since I worked a few years ago. And then anything over such a size for truck tires and tractor tires, and I know they increased them rates, I don't know what they are now.
I don't know, top of my head.
And I know the day we worked, I think the town of Marshfield also works
It'll be in the newsletter.
the same day. But if you can get enough people, you know, some can work a few hours in the morning and someone else can come in and do it in the afternoon. It was just Kevin and I last year, or 3 years ago, or whatever it was, I don't know. You know, and we were there all day. And like I said, that was not a real warm day.
Ask around and have them give a call or whatever, and if you know of anybody that can help out, just have them let us know, so we can get it lined up. Is there anything else? I need a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second? I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Motion, meeting is adjourned.
I got a letter from Marathon, I didn't submit it recently. Basically, they're saying I'm still not.
There is
I think there's a question, who exactly changed? Everybody seems to be ducking who can change the map.
Right, right. So,
And what constitutes a change? That's what I'm asking.
drawing the thing, here's what he said. I want a copy. I just got the mail today.
They don't have a copy.
What's your email?
I don't know if you can draw their We know. He claimed to check the rate.
Yeah. I'll email you.
What we'll talk about at the next meeting. This is such a clusterfuck. Because nobody wants to stand up and be counted. I mean, I don't know if that's how I perceive it myself.
And I know here on the board, they don't want to do anything to get something from you, and nobody really knows how to do it. That's the tough part, so. And I
Well,
think,
yeah, I think what we need to do is just say what we're gonna change.
In the future.
But do you see the map up there?
On here though, they actually kind of have it all,
well, that's just our parcel. That's our
but
parcel.
isn't that what you need?
We need to know, we gotta change an area.
The only thing is,
Because the change is really gonna amount to changing exclusive ag or whatever they're calling it.
Right.
Or farmland preservation over to general ag. As soon as they change it to general ag, then you're good to go.
but I
So
would
we,
like better one that tells
but, what I would do then is say, okay, we're gonna change this parcel, we vote to change this parcel to general ag. This particular spot, we don't have to change the whole map. We don't have to change the whole comprehensive plan. And then pass it on. But I'm not so sure that somebody's gonna say, well, you know, you didn't put A in here as opposed to B. You know what I'm saying? Because you got that feeling, you listened to the conversation.
Right.
Pretty much a cluster for me.
Yeah.
I even tried to put in the minutes that it wasn't my idea to say that we understood it, but I'm not so sure we did.
I will get.
Well, I'll email you this, and I'll be gone next Wednesday.
If you send that to me, then I will see to it that everybody gets a copy.
Yeah,
And
so you know what's
plan
going on.
committees and her commission, so this can be at least discussed.
Yeah, he wants to meet with me the 24th up there to talk about it, but I think your meeting's the 24th, and this is the 25th.
Ours is the 20,
Is it the second? When is it? The second, what?
it's 2 Mondays from now.
Board of
Yeah, so it must be the
review, open
23rd.
Monday,
23rd.
You're on Monday, right?
Yeah.
The board of
Yeah, Monday.
review is June fourth.
And they want to meet with me on Wednesday, we're gonna be gone the
Issue with
23rd.
that?
Wednesday, they want to meet with me
Well,
on the 25th
that's what it is.
to talk about it, but really,
But then it's, even if we do what I say, I think we should try to do.
No matter.
Because it's still gotta go to them so that they can make the next one, and then it's gotta go from there to the county, that's gonna put it, I mean, it moves ahead steady by jerks.
All right, thank you.
I'm just trying to look at it realistically.
Oh, I know, it's 3 months at the soonest probably, yeah.
Well, you've been doing this for a year.
Here, since last
In
February.
case you wanna come in
And I was
and
say
pay your
this
taxes
to
or something.
somebody,
That's a question.
who's really
Yeah, or you wanna
responsible
donate money
June 4th is.
Okay.
approving
Right,
that?
yeah,
property?
and
No,
then-
no, it's just my birthday.
My
is
view is the only person that's
And
licensed
I'm
in
flying out
that
on
particular
Friday, the 5th, to go
situation
somewhere
is
for my
the
birthday, which I've been
surveyor.
doing for 20 years.
Did you see what happened here? You probably didn't. I told him to send in for a general A.
Give me them dates
He
again.
sent it in,
May 28th is open book.
and the first
Well,
survey,
Flossing water for the weekend.
he only put
June
18
4th
acres,
is a weekend.
22.3.
Well, I'm-
So
On May 8th
Four
is
acres
5
of
to
a
7.
survey. It's an interesting measure.
On June 4th
I
is
think
7.
the
Also,
last one, I think we were
congratulations
supposed to
on
take
your
4 acres is
man
where the
getting
field.
married.
Them,
So
them
this
were both
time,
nights,
He
right?
decided to take the other one.
They're both nights.
Put the whole thing in general A.
Yeah.
Some of the
Yeah,
nights,
that's
they're
what
not
I'm
fair.
Yeah, you knew
The
it,
next
May
day, he
28th
must have
is
called
5
me,
to
what
7.
happened? The night he submitted
That
it,
night.
told me
Yeah.
I resubmitted it for another month. So I got it
Ever
straightened
known
out.
Mr. Kurzweil?
Wasn't right first time either, so.
And
So,
order review is
I'm
June
just the
4th, from
secretary.
7 to 9 p.m.
Unfortunately, I have an opinion of that.
28th, you don't have.
Well, we appreciate it. Say,
No, we're just the 4th. Yeah. That way you have-
What are you doing? Did you turn it off? We did.
We'll be